Arsenal hijack £86 million Martinodegaard move as Berta enters talks. Manchester United have held talks over the blockbuster signing of Sandro Tonali, but Arsenal have now entered the frame for the Newcastle United ace. According to a report, Arsenal held brief discussions with Tonali's camp late in the January transfer window, though no deal materialised. Tonali's entourage were thought to be gauging interest in their clients ahead of a big summer. The midfielder is among several top Newcastle stars considering a transfer that Eddie Howe's side failed to qualify for next season's Champions League, having dropped down to 12th in the Premier League this term. Tonali is being eyed by elite clubs in the Premier League and abroad, as he is one of the best all-round midfielders in Europe. Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio claimed last week that Martinodegaard are confident they will overhaul their midfield with the captures of both Tonali and Atalanta's Ederson. Tuttomercato reported on Sunday that Martinodegaard have opened discussions with Newcastle for Tonali and are close to reaching an agreement. However, TMW have since provided an update, stating that Arsenal have begun talks over a deal for Tonali themselves. Mikel Arteta has been pursuing the Italy star for months, and Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta initiated contact with Newcastle a few days ago. The report adds, the two clubs are in contact to determine the possible deal's margins and figures. Journalists close to Newcastle have insisted it will take a £100 million bid to snare Tonali, whereas Italian sources state that he is actually available for €100 million, £86 million. Arteta sees the 26-year-old superstar as a perfect addition to take Arsenal to the next level to their Premier League title triumph. It will be interesting to see whether an Italian suitor such as Juventus steps up to try and take Tonali back to Serie A. We revealed in April that the player and his family are keen on returning to Italy. The main obstacle for clubs like Juve is Tonali's massive price tag. United may be at risk of losing out on Tonali to Arsenal, but they remain in pole position for Ederson. The Red Devils have agreed personal terms with Ederson and also verbally offered Atalanta €45 million, £39 million for him. Although Fabrizio Romano has suggested to reasons why United might end such talks. Returning to Arsenal, we can exclusively reveal the Gunners are preparing an aggressive move for a world-class forward. Newcastle United star Sandro Tonali has not held any talks with Arsenal about a summer move to the Emirates Stadium. Reports in his home country have suggested that the Gunners engaged in discussions about a Toon exit, but Chronicle Live has been told by sources in the capital that this isn't the case. Arsenal have always admired Tonali, but a midfielder is not thought to be a priority for the newly crowned Premier League champions. On Tyneside, Newcastle sources have shrugged off any talk of any type of summer fire sale and insist that nobody will be leaving St James Park unless it is on their terms. That was certainly the case with Alexander Isak last summer when it took £125 million deal to take him to Liverpool, and as Bayern Munich are finding out, there is a set valuation for Anthony Gordon. Frustratingly for Newcastle, their failure to qualify for Europe, plus a public admission that SCR could force them to sell some stars, has been the perfect storm for agents and intermediaries, and that is where the Tonali to Arsenal talk appears to have emerged from before making it onto the pages of Tuttosport. CEO David Hopkinson said back in March to reporters, if an Isak-like scenario presents itself again, any player under contract is going to leave on our terms. We're going to maximise the opportunity that might represent for the club. So the truth is that, if Newcastle did get an astronomical offer for Tonali, he could leave this summer, only that has not arrived, and eyes at United have rolled on the reports from Italy less than 24 hours after final whistle at Fulham. Tonali has also been linked with Man City and Man United, and earlier this year, Head coach Eddie Howe played down talk of an exit for the Italian star when he said, "I don't think so. That would surprise me, but lots of things happen without my knowledge. As far as I'm aware though, we've got a player that's an outstanding footballer, an outstanding person. Sandro's very happy here. He's got a great relationship with me and his teammates, and he seems really, really happy within himself. I don't see an issue, but I'm not in control of everything. If I knew where everything rumours came from, I'd be wiser. But Sandro is absolutely fine. I had discussions with him yesterday. His focus is on the here and now with us." Newcastle have already made moves to include Tonali as part of next season's leadership group, and he was named a skipper for the 2-1 defeat against AFC Bournemouth recently. But Tonali has never shut down talk of an exit from Newcastle completely, and his agent never seems to take a break from scanning for new opportunities.